Hi guys, by the way, I'm really bad at making videos, so there's a likelihood that I'm going to look at myself because we all do it, like, let's be honest. Really sorry about my voice. I've got a cold, but it's 3 years TSW, so I had to make a video regardless, so you're just gonna have to put up with it, sorry. So I think where I want to start is I want to talk about the fact that I'm still in my parents' house, which is obviously not ideal, but firstly, you know, we're the millennial generation and it's taking us longer to move out, and secondly, I've had an illness, so cut me some slack, mate. But I wanted to talk about normality a little bit. I've written a couple of things down, as I usually do. So the first thing is I actually feel like I'm nearly ready to move out, which is great from a health perspective. But the reason that I haven't yet is actually not a health reason. It's a job thing. So I recently changed my job to a closer commute, which is great, but I am on a contract. So I still have to wait until that potentially gets made into a full-time permanent contract, and then I'm kind of good to go, but there's no point me moving out while I'm still on a contract. So yeah, so that's really great, and I'm much happier in a shorter commute, and everything's just, yeah, everything's great at work, and I'm really happy, and it's exciting. So that's number one. And then the second part of normality will be moving out. The third part of normality will be starting to date again, which I'm kind of getting there. I went on a date a couple of weeks ago, and it wasn't amazing, but I was, you know, happy to be there, and yeah, it was fine. But I'm out there, I'm in the world again, so, you know, watch out. Number 4 is to start exercising, and I have joined the gym recently, and I've been trying to go a couple of times a week. I also do my tap dancing once a week as well, so I'm trying to do 3 sets of exercise a week, which is to go from nothing to 3 times a week. I'm pretty proud of myself, to be honest, although this week I haven't been at all because of this. And then the 5th part of normality, I guess, is I would say is sort of taking control of my diet, and I've actually decided that I want to go vegetarian. I think it's better for the environment, and as most of you know, I'm quite heavily into environmental stuff. It's actually my job as well. So yeah, I just think kind of practice what you preach, and I just think it would be good for me to go vegetarian. But I think I'm gonna wait until I move into my own place before I go veggie, because I just think it's more difficult based, you know, it will create effort for my parents and stuff like that. So that's fine, that can wait for a little while, but I am going to try and start to cut my dairy intake down. Yeah, so that's that. So I sent a little message out on my story and on my Instagram for people to send me questions, and they have, and I've got quite a few, and I just thought the best way to sort of structure this video would just be to run through the questions, because then I think I'll probably cover everything that I want to talk about. There were 3 like main categories that came up. One was about methotrexate, which is the immunosuppressant that I'm on, so I want to talk about that. The second one was about mental health and how I've coped over the past few years, and then the third one was about diets, and then there are some miscellaneous ones which yeah, I want to talk about as well. So I think what I want to address first is methotrexate. So as you guys know, from my last video, I talked about going on to methotrexate, and I haven't done an update properly about it. I'm sorry about that, but also, like, I haven't really felt like I've been in the place where I'm like definitely yes or no against it and whatever. I feel so much better now I'm on methotrexate. I'm on 15 milligrams a week, which is not the highest dosage you can be on. You can be on up to 25 milligrams for our condition. So I started on 10 and I didn't feel like it was strong enough, and so they put me up to 15, and I have noticed a significant difference. And I think for me at the moment, I'm just happy to be stable. I don't see myself as being out of the woods yet, because I still think I do have a health condition, but it's stable at the moment, and I think after 3 years of instability, that's fine for me at the moment. That's where I am on the path, and you know, hopefully by next year, my goal is, because I turn 30 next year, my goal by next year is to be off drugs. I don't know how it's going to go, but that will be 4 years TSW, and I think people say that it can take between 3 to 5 years to heal. And given that I've had TSW from head to toe, you know, not just in specific spots, I feel like I've had quite a severe case of it, and therefore I understand that my body is going to take me a long time to heal. And I would say to anyone that's starting out, do not set yourselves an end date where you think you'll be done, because most likely you won't be done by then and you'll just be disappointed. Like I said to myself, it would take me like 18 months. No, absolutely not. So I'm really sorry to kind of be a bit negative there, but just don't, because you'll just end up disappointing yourself. So for me, I think by 4 years, I would love to have tried being off all drugs, and therefore kind of understand where my body's really at, because I think at the moment it's hard to know if I'm still going through TSW because the methotrexate will have kicked in. Although I still feel like I'm going along the TSW journey and generally getting better, how much of it is being kind of suppressed by the drugs. So I don't know where I'm at the moment. So the questions that I had from you guys, the first one about methotrexate. So Shifakatan said, why did you make the decision to take methotrexate, not Dupixent? You look so good. Oh, thank you very much. I actually haven't had the opportunity to take Dupixent because on the NHS in the UK, you have to have taken one of there's like a couple of drugs that you have to take for an amount of time to trial them before they'll let you go on to Dupixent, because Dupixent's very expensive, and methotrexate is one of those drugs. So if it turns out that methotrexate doesn't work for me, they will say, okay, yeah, you've tried that and we can try you on Dupixent. At the moment, I'm not sure if I want to go on to Dupixent because it's a new drug. There have been times where I've been like, yes, I definitely want to go on, but I think at the moment I'm still seeing gradual improvements with methotrexate. So I think I'm going to stay on this for a little bit longer, maybe see where I am in like 6 months and kind of go from there. But I feel happy that I am on a drug that keeps me stable. It's not perfect, but I'm still seeing improvements. So I feel like if this was forever, I wouldn't be really, really unhappy. And so that's good. But what I do think is if I could try Dupixent and then it didn't work for me, then I could at least know that I could go back onto methotrexate and at least have a reasonable standard of living. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with Dupixent at the moment. I'm gonna see maybe in like 6 months, see what happens and maybe try it then, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna leave it for now. Lottie Cheese has said, have you had any side effects on methotrexate? P.S. You're an inspiration. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, no, not really any side effects. I don't know if maybe it's because I'm on quite a low dose, but some people get the methotrexate hangover the next day, which I think I got the first couple of times that I took it, but I haven't had it for a while. I'm generally quite tired anyway, but then like I work a full-time job and I'm dealing with an illness, so like I think that it's reasonable. But yeah, no, I don't think I have dealt with any. They do say you can end up with like a bit of hair loss, but I don't feel like I've lost that much hair, to be honest. So no, not really any side effects. Amy Elizabeth Tuck said, what made you decide to try immunosuppressants? I was at breaking point, to be honest. I was 2.5 years into TSW, still so rashy and really uncomfortable, and I just, yeah, kind of lost the will to live a little bit. And yeah, it was a very dark moment where we were just throwing money at private doctors because we were like, fix me. And that was their recommendation. So I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna go with it. I'm obviously in a really, really bad place and I need some hope. And that was my hope, and I'm really glad I've done it, and like we'll see in a year's time if I can come off it and still be in a good place. But yeah, that's why I went on to it. It was a mental health thing. I think unless you've lived 2.5 years of TSW, don't come at me with any kind of comments about how methotrexate's bad. I see some negative comments about other people's decisions to go onto drugs, and it really infuriates me. I've seen people in the community, I think it's Zainab, saying about, you know, we're all a skin community, we're all here to support each other. Oh, hey Sunlight. So don't tear other people down for different decisions. Like, it's so rude. If you're one of those people, please just stop watching my video. Cat Army 13 said, did your skin flare after coming off methotrexate? I'm still on methotrexate, so we will find out. I will hopefully give that answer next year. Eczema Skin Diary, how did you find methotrexate? Yeah, good. Took a while, I'm not gonna lie, like it took a good 4 or 5 months to see improvements. And given that I was really at my wit's end, like it's not been an easy road on methotrexate, but I'm still pretty glad that I've done it. So yeah, just be prepared. Like, I see some people making comments like, oh my god, my skin's amazing already, like a week in, and I'm like, that might be a placebo effect, or it's, I don't know, or it's just luck, but it's not going to be the methotrexate yet, I'm sorry. Do you still itch when on immunosuppressants? Yes, yeah, I do. I have quite bad reactions when I get out of the shower, and it can take me a little bit of time to settle into the day. So yeah, I do still itch on it, unfortunately, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be, so you know, I'm happy. The next category of questions was about diet. So A. Holbeck said, do you think changing your diet helps you heal? I'm not sure. I see quite a lot of different comments on Instagram about different diet techniques, and some people go gluten-free, some people do medical medium, some people, you know, just cut out everything, gluten, dairy, sugar. And I think as long as you're feeding your body good stuff, you're encouraging healing. I'm sure there are some foods that different people are allergic to and, you know, react to more. For example, for me, sugar. Oh my goodness, like I remember one time I was like mid-flare and I decided, me and my mum went to the cinema, and I had some sweets at the cinema, and I really badly reacted, and like I had to come home and like dunk myself in a bath immediately. It was really bad. So you just kind of have to learn these things through experience, unfortunately. But I think it can support healing. I don't think it can heal you, but I think it can support healing, because if you're feeding your body good stuff, you're surely only going to support positive reactions in your body, right? Isabella Ack said, do you only organic celery? I think it's probably, do you only eat organic celery? I actually don't do the celery thing. I know some people love the celery thing, and I've never done it. Maybe if I had done it, it would have helped me, but no, I haven't done it. I do like celery, I just the thought of juicing it makes me feel a bit sick, sorry. Russ MCR says, how much do you stick to a good diet? I comfort eat a lot as a result of the symptoms. Oh my god, I comfort eat so much. Yeah, like I think the mental health aspect, which I will come on to, yeah, the comfort eating is real. I don't really stick to a good diet. I think I probably eat like at least 3 or 4 fruit and veggies a day, which I know it's not enough, and yeah, no, I'm not very good. And if I binge, like I properly binge, which is why I need to start exercising. Scottish dietitian Lash, did you follow any diets? What effects did you see or feel? So the first 3 months I did gluten, dairy, sugar, alcohol free, and to be honest, I was in the first 3 months of TSW, and if you've been through the first 3 months of TSW, you will know that they are the most horrendous. So I don't think it made any difference, but I felt like I had some element of control, which I think, you know, when you're in that situation is quite helpful for you. I also did an anti-inflammatory diet for a couple of months from a dietitian recommended to me called Linear Patel, and it was really good and was really important. I have done a video about it on my Instagram. Basically, it was just reducing your omega-6s and increasing your omega-3s, but that anti-inflammatory omega-3 effect can bring down any inflammation you've got in your body. And I think I did feel an effect, but I found it too hard to stick to. Diet changes are really hard. And also, I think, like, as I mentioned about like going veggie, being at my parents' house and stuff, it just makes things difficult. You have less control. Yeah. So the next category is mental health. Russ MCR's had another question, thank you. Does the depression or anxiety pass now the physical symptoms have passed? I think not as sort of highs and lows, but I feel like I've got this sort of deep buried emotional trauma. Yeah, it's not been an easy road, and my friends have supported me along that road, and my family have supported me along the road, and I've had some really, really, really down times, you know, suicidal thoughts and being on antidepressants and having my sleeping pills confiscated and that kind of stuff. But more recently, I think there's this sort of like underlying hum of just what I've lost and what I've missed out on, and yeah. So no, but it's not, I wouldn't, like when I was 5 months in and I was really in such a bad way, I was like screaming and crying, and you know, it was the worst. I wasn't sleeping, it was awful. But now, like, I sleep pretty well, relatively stable. I have moments, but I think I'm traumatized. So I don't really know what that means in terms of answering your question, but yeah, I'm just a bit traumatized, to be honest. TSW Amelia said, you seem so mentally strong, just want to say you're inspirational. Thank you, but yeah, I don't feel that mentally strong, to be honest. I think you just have to keep going. Like, you get kind of given the lemons and you go, right, okay, what can I make out of this? For me, it was an Instagram. But I don't know. I don't feel that mentally strong, but I know that a lot of my friends have, you know, think I am really mentally strong, and yeah, I guess maybe I am, but I don't feel it, to be honest. Dr. Ruth's skin journey. How have you continued to be positive over the past 3 years? I think it's like the hand of cards you're dealt with. So I think maybe for me, humour has always been a massive part of my life. That's such a weird thing to say. Like, humour's part of everyone's lives, but for me, I think I've always had a bit of a dark sense of humour. So for me, I just made jokes out of it a little bit, like the scene in Harry Potter where Voldemort's skin all flakes off. I was like, TSW. And I'm like, your skin's literally falling off, Steph. Like, how can you be making jokes about it? But you just kind of do. Sunlight, oh my God. MCBR13, does the process affect your mental health? How do you overcome that, and how? Yes, it does affect your mental health. You can't, I don't think there's any way of getting away from that. You just got to have a really good support system, and you've also, if you need help, you've got to ask for it. There were days where I would be alone and I'd just like text a few friends and be like, oh, hi, I'm really anxious, can we have a phone call? And one of them would certainly answer and be like, yeah, and then we'd sit on the phone for 40 minutes, I'd talk it out, and I'd feel so much better. So I just think you need to reach out. If you need to have counselling, you need to have counselling. If you need to go into antidepressants, you need to go into antidepressants. If you need to talk to your friends, you need to talk to your friends. Just listen to your needs, really, and go with it. I just keep putting, this is one comment that was put on one of my really early posts and I've never forgotten it, and it's just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Like, it's so simple, but it just, time happens. You just move through it. It happens. You'll get there. My friend Darnham, DKNN90, says, what stopped you from giving up? Did you lose hope or think it was pointless? And how did you keep going? What stopped me from giving up? I think other people's Instagrams were a real source of inspiration for me. So where I know that people look at my Instagram to help them get through the journey, I've looked at the people before me, and I've been like, oh, I'm gonna be you one day. And I think also you become very aware of your body, and so you notice even the slightest improvement, and that slight improvement can give you hope to make it to the next day. So it's being really aware of the changes, and I think that's where it's really good to take pictures, but also pictures will never do the illness justice, but being able to look at your skin and know that it's better that day, and then whenever it gets worse, you've got that memory that it can get back to where it was before. So yeah, for me that's kind of how I kept going and how I still keep going to this day. Right, so then there were some just random ones. So my Topic Skin, who's Aramide, said, how long did it take for your skin to stop oozing? Ooh, I think maybe like 9 months. Yeah, I think 9 months was when I had my last like big flare, and then I think from then on I would probably still ooze, but it would just be a little bit more sporadic, whereas like it was like oozing way up until that day, to be honest. How did you know TSW was over and it was back to normal eczema? It's not. TSW is not over for me, like 100%. I'll let you know on that one. Lucky You're with Amy said, do you get the urge to approach someone else with eczema and give them a hug? I do. Oh my god, I saw this guy on the tube the other day and he had really bad eczema, and I wanted to be like, look at it, son, look at TSW, you might have it, because like I feel like I just really want to tell people that might have it that they might have it, because I didn't know about it until I googled it. So yeah, oh no, yeah, totally. I want to be like, I feel your pain, definitely. Gopachan D said, how do you handle sting due to sweating? Does it go away with time? Anything you can do to reduce it? Oh my god, right, so because I'm now exercising, I am sweating and it is stinging, I cannot deny. I think it does go over time, because for example, like when my thighs are pretty much like healed, I don't really get the itch, but with my chest and my arms and my neck where it isn't healed yet, it does really sting. I like to put ice on it, that really helps. I've got some nice ice packs that I got from Amazon. What else? I take an antihistamine as well, I think that makes a difference, but I think it does go away as things heal, but it's good to have some backups, so the ice and antihistamines should help. You still tap dancing, can we see some moves? Oh, Erin. Oh god. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll put something in. Lizanne0623, when did you see the change of your skin? It's been constant, gradual improvement, to be honest. I think some people, like for example Cara, I think woke up at like month 27 and just was like, oh my god, I've healed. That hasn't happened for me. It's been very gradual. Easy Marty said, is your eczema allergy related? Sorry if you've already explained this before. I think I do have allergies. I think I'm allergic to dust mites, but I think that I don't really know. And people say that when you're in TSW, all of your eosinophils are like properly heightened, so they're like your allergic reactors. So it's really hard to know if you're actually allergic to something or if you're just going through TSW. So I don't know. Again, I'll come back to you maybe in like a year. My friend Brady, how are you so gorgeous? P.S. Love you. I love you too. Lai Teresa, any experiences on anniversary flares? Well, no. To be honest, like, I think it was Holly recently said, how would your body understand the Gregorian calendar and give you a flare around 12 months or 24 months or 36 months? Like, yeah, absolutely. I don't believe in the anniversary flare. I think it's just coincidental and it's like a mental thing. But yeah, we go in and out of flares. So sometimes you land in a flare at 12 months, you go, oh, it's an anniversary flare. I don't believe in that, personally. I had a massive flare at 9 months, then I didn't have like another massive flare until like 27 months. So yeah, no, I don't have that experience. That's it. Oh my god, I've filmed like 30 minutes of footage. Jesus, I've got to edit this. Yeah, I might have to split this into 2 videos, to be honest. But yeah, generally I am doing so much better. I'm in a much better place emotionally. Yeah, I can't quite believe this journey is still ongoing. But I really hope that by next year I'm either going to be off drugs or I'm going to know what works for me and what is going to be my long-term plan. And I think by 5 years we'll know where we are. And 5 years is a long time, but this is a chronic health condition. Yeah, that's it really. So I'm gonna celebrate being 3 years off of steroids and go to the gym. No, I'm joking, I'm not going to the gym. Fuck that. Bye bye.